Okay, everybody, today is October 5th, and we have an asynchronous assignment about writing the equation of a line from a graph or table, and also a little bit about graphing. Okay, so when we have a graph and we're looking to do the equation, we need to do a few things. First thing, determine the slope. And to do that, you're going to put a point and make sure you want to put points that happen on like grid lines where the lines kind of intersect. Like I can see right here, this first point I put on. And then I'm going to see to get to the next point, I'm going to pick another one. And here, if I go up one, and then over here, right, there's another point that happens right on a grid line. Notice not in between. And I go over 3. So that means my slope is really 1/3. The y change goes on top, the x change goes on the bottom. And it's positive because it's going up. Next, determine the y-intercept, the b. And to do that, I go to the y-axis and I see where it intersects. And there it is, that point I already put there at the point 0, 2. The y-intercept always has an x-coordinate of 0, and I'm looking for the y-coordinate. So my y-intercept is 0, 2. Now I substitute the values into the general slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So here, my line is y equals 1/3 x plus 2. All right, to graph an equation, so if I have this equation, y equals -3/2x plus 4, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place a point at the y-intercept. Here I look at the 4, the constant that has no variable with it. That's my y-intercept. So I put my point there at 0, 4, right on the y-axis. Next, I'm going to count using the slope. And I remember that the y changes on top and the x changes on bottom. So I'm going to go down 3 and over 2. This is a negative slope. So then I put that point. And I could keep putting points down 3 over 2. And then draw my line. And notice it's got that negative slope of -3 over 2. And that is the y-intercept is 0, 4. Okay, last thing, to write an equation from a table. The first thing I want to do is look for the change in the chart. I'll look for the y change first because that's going to be on top. Here I can see I've got -5. If to get to -4.5, I have to I'm increasing. It's getting less negative. So I'm adding 0.5. Plus 0.5, plus 0.5, plus 0.5. Then I look at the x change. Here, I've got 1. It's increasing by 1 every time. Then I calculate the slope ratio, making sure the y is on top. So here it'd be 0.5 over 1, or which is 1/2. And then I can identify the y-intercept. I look for that for the 0. So there's the 0, x is 0, and there's my y-intercept of -4. 0, -4. So my equation is y equals 0.5x minus 4. You could also write y equals 1/2 x minus 4. And that's just a little bit about equations of lines.